Hello. Holy bananas. Bananas, bananas. It's been so long since I've been live here. We're gonna give it just a second. Wait and see if people pop on. TikTok might be mad at me. I've not been live in a hot minute, so we'll see if TikTok's gonna be nice and shoot me out to a couple of places. Hello, everyone. I see people popping in already. It's so good to see you. Hi, my name is Coach Catherine. If you've never caught me live before, I'd love to hear that you're new here. Hello, how are you? Please tell me who you are and where you are. I love, love, love to get to know you guys. Good day, everybody. Good day. It is sunny and 80 here. I've been saying sunny and 70, but it's heating up. Getting nice and hot weather. Say hello to me. Tell me where you're tuning in from, who you are. My name is Coach Catherine Ingle. I'm a total life coach and spiritual mentor. Tennessee. Oh, that's fun. I'm in North Carolina. I have been a spiritual life coach for some time now, going on 5 years. I do this full time. I started as a student myself, and ever since then, I have just fallen in love with my work, and my mission here on earth is to help people live a more fulfilled life, ultimately. Kentucky. Kentucky. Did y'all have a good Easter? If you celebrate? We celebrate here, but not for the religious reason, more so for the kids, for the kiddos. Tell me how you're doing. All right, guys. I have an idea, which is why I came live here. All right, guys. I have an idea, which is why I came live here today. Just a little thought for you. I want to start by telling you a little bit of my story, how I started, where I come from. If you are able to pop in here and you want to see this whole live stream, because I do kind of do it as a presentation, not a presentation, but you know, from start to finish, you can always click over to my YouTube in probably about 24 hours and catch this replay there. So just letting you know that. I want to start from the top because I have a little thing to tell you. So again, my name is Catherine Ingle. I am a total life coach and a spiritual mentor. I began making videos here on TikTok back in 2020. This is when I was a student myself in the Bob Proctor material. I began with a course called Thinking into Results. I paid $10K, put my whole ass on the line, and prayed to God that it would work. And lo and behold, it did. And I'm so grateful. Since then, I have studied with many, many mentors, went down several different pathways and rabbit holes, if you will, all in the quest to figuring out the human psyche and what it takes to be successful. I was raised in poverty. I didn't grow up with much. We didn't have much. We didn't know people. We didn't run businesses. We didn't make money, the whole 9 yards. And so it was really important to me while growing up that when I had children, I was able to provide to them a different life than I had for myself. One of the biggest blessings in my career is the fact that I've gotten to speak to so many people. And I mean people from all over the world. I offer one free coaching call to every human being on planet Earth, and you can find that in my bio if it's something you're interested in. It's a 45-minute phone call, no strings attached, not here to sell you anything, although I have things for sale. It's really an opportunity to get some perspective because sometimes that's all we need. So one of the biggest blessings in my life is getting to speak to so many people from around the world. And the beauty of that is that people share their deepest, darkest pains with me, their biggest desires, their flame, their fear, and all the things in between. And often the reason individuals do this is because they are looking for more something, more love, better relationships, better parenting, more money, a new career, thank you for the gift. Thank you so much. Maybe working through like some type of transition, right? A divorce or something, a career change, empty nester. And the beautiful part of it is like, no matter where someone's coming from, no matter what angle someone's coming from, the process to obtain more of whatever it is they're looking for remains the same. And I have tested this year after year, client after client, call after call. It is 100% absolutely true to me, in my experience, that we all follow a divine order. There's an order to this universe. We live in a very orderly universe. And one of the hardest things for people to get through when starting on a journey like this, and again, I'm not telling you fact, I'm telling you from experience, is this idea of self-responsibility. And that was something that was difficult for me as well. When I first got into this material, it was hard for me to, admit that where I was at in life had a whole lot more to do with me than I thought it did. At first, I thought it was all because of circumstances and how I was raised and who I was raised by. But that's not the case. And so in my time working with clients and working with people, I keep getting messages, with my time working with people, it's again become apparent to me that the process of personal creation is, as they say in all of my philosophy books, as exact as mathematics. It is 100% equally true for all people. And what really lit a fire under my tail end was, wow, this means that if it's as exact as science, it is 100% not as science, as mathematics. If it is as exact as this, then that means I can master it and then I can reteach it to people all over the world in all different contexts. You see, when you're going great in life, it's not often when things are going so incredible that we look to learn principles such as these. Oftentimes, we don't get to this place until like something's wrong. I don't know, something's not going good, I feel stuck. And then we look for a way out. But I also want to encourage people to change in a place of joy instead of just in pain. If you are feeling, and I call this the golden thread, and I have a video about it. You could probably find it on my page. But I have felt like between all of us, there's this golden thread of knowing. I know there's more. I know I can do more. I know I can have more. I know that the way that reality has been taught to me might not be true. I know that maybe for some people, their religion keeps them stuck and keeps them in fear versus in love. Like there is just a golden line of information that oftentimes I have found culturally or religiously, societally, even in school systems, we're kind of taught to ignore that, right? It's like don't listen to your intuition, don't listen to your inner voice, don't pay attention to, things like this. And I think, unfortunately, because that's where the magic lies, we're taught not to trust that. And that might be because who knows what you're going to get access to when you slow down and pay attention to the order of how life works. So just to kind of pivot a little bit, I just wanted to give you some context as to why this means a lot to me. I was raised with nothing, and basically I wanted to create a life that I was proud of. And I now have 3 small children, all of which rely independently on me for their life and their love and their things. And it's a big responsibility when you take that on. So I was determined to figure out, what is the sequence to this? And how can we master it to get what we want? I will give you one fundamental truth, and I believe that you can create what you want, but you have to believe that you can do it first. And this is one of those if you could create what you want, I would have $1 million. Not unless you actually think that you can do it. And so I came here today to tell you about something called universal order. A few years ago, I was delivered this idea of phase 2, the phase 2 experience, not a course, but an experience, because something else that I see in this industry, people are trying to, get help and move forward and become happy and restore marriages and things like this. Something that I saw was that we're very much not bringing this full circle, okay? We're trying to drill a square peg into a round hole. We're either way on the feminine side of things where we're meditating and journaling and which is all great, but not good without the action. Or on the other side, we're hammering life, we're trying to, do what the fucking strategies tell us to do, but it's not working. And so my idea was phase 2 experience, bring all of this thing together and transform someone's total life, because oftentimes when people come to me wanting more money in business, it's not necessarily that we need to work on the funnel or the landing page or the launch strategy. It's oftentimes woven into a bunch of other things in their life that they are not noticing. But you know what happens? You know what? All of these parts of life are operating in an orderly fashion. in a universally orderly fashion, a universal orderly fashion. It is all by design. And so I went into the Kabbalah in my deep study with Alan Watts and the Emerald Tablets, like going all the way down the rabbit holes, trying to figure out what universal order really is. What is universal law and how does it work and why does it work and why is it here and how can I use it? The bottom line is, if you can get in harmony with the sequence, the flow of life, the rules, what do I call it? Invisible infrastructure. Hang on, what is this telling me to do? Swipe, why? Why am I swiping? I've not been live here in forever, so I don't know what that is. If we can get in harmony with universal order, it's the invisible infrastructure that holds everything together. When you start really looking at this, it all... Hi, Catherine. Oh, someone, you spell your name like me. How fun. There's very few of us. Thank you so much, Mohammed, for all the likes. I really appreciate you. And, you know, guys, tapping the screen really does help if you're sitting here. I don't need your gifts, but your taps really help. What am I saying? Okay, if we can get in harmony with the laws that govern nature, you can very well create your reality. And I know, as crazy as it seems and as loose as it can seem, and depending on how deep you are in this industry and in this material, you might feel that it's diluted a little bit to say that you have control over your life. But I can guarantee you, you absolutely do. The lens in which you see life is going to determine life's outcome to you, guaranteed, without a shadow of a doubt, 100% every single time. And so I am here delivering to you. I've done a series on my page. If you want something really brief and just a recap, a summary, you can go on my page and watch the Universal Laws playlist on there. Completely fine. But I am delivering to you something a whole lot more hefty than that. And it's a 2-week immersion for Universal Law starting on May 5th. Why would you take something like this? Because regardless of who you are, what your religion is, if you're on a spiritual journey, if you're all into theology and philosophy, if you're just into personal development and want a positive mindset, if all you want is a promotion, or if all you want to do is fix your marriage with your spouse, the universal law is applicable to you. These laws are equally present in all places at the same time. They cannot exist separately, but they are all separate and they're all working in your life every single day. And so people come to me like, oh, I've been in this work for years. I've been, journaling and manifesting and saying my desires and writing my affirmations and doing all of this and doing all of that. I'm telling you, it's like if this were their goal. They're literally operating 2 degrees outside of central point. 2 degrees outside of the understanding that's actually going to take them all the way to the finish line. See, there's this zone that you get in. And if you know, you know. There's a zone you can enter. Some have coined it the God zone. Some call it like just in the flow. But there is this momentum that if you can get on the wave of things working out for you, you're going to be baffled at how all of a sudden it's just working out. Like, people are just nice to me. I'm just feeling good. We don't take into consideration how powerful the energetics of this is, right? You're a big beaming ball of pulsating energy. People can feel you. And the universe, God, spirit, Gus, whatever you want to call it, the ether, is giving you exactly what you are. And this took me a minute to understand at first. Like, what do you mean giving me what I am? What do you expect and consent as true? No thanks. What do you expect to be true for you? You're going to find what you're looking for every single time. And when you can learn just simply the law of polarity, that in order for there to be a potential for something to go really bad in your life, in order for that to be the slightest potentiality, there also has to be the potential available to you for things to go really good. And I think in the video, I had given an example. You and someone else works at a call agency, right? And you guys have to make phone calls. If you get on that phone and you are in a shit mood, nothing ever works out for you, things are never going your way, everyone that answers is whatever, they don't want my product and I don't really like it, and you get on the phone with this energy, people are not going to buy from you. So then why is it that the other person that's sitting across the row can have just as many calls as you do that day in a good attitude and they get all the sales? Think about in your life where this has happened. Do you know someone that things always just seem to work out? They're the lucky one. Why are they the lucky one? Well, I have a friend that she won a little raffle when she was in middle school. And in middle school, she decided she wins raffles. And I'll be damned if she doesn't win all the raffles. This can seem loose until you try it. Like, it's one of those things where I double dog dare you to try it on. I double dog dare you to start looking at life through a lens in which you want the result. If you were given the contents of your consciousness today, would you like what you're receiving? This is where you have control. My mission is to help women and men build something no one can take from you. You can go through a divorce and your partner can take everything from you. You can be humiliated in front of a ton of people and your embarrassment is like, oh my God, my reputation is tanked and that's taken from me. You building a conscious awareness of law and principle on how this entire system works, no one can take that from you. And it's liberating. It's absolutely liberating. I dare you to assign a new meaning to the things that hurt you and to look at tomorrow. If you just thought, okay, tomorrow I'm going to get exactly what I entertain all day long. The law of mentalism, okay? All is mind. All is mine. I and my neighbors, all living on the same street here, we all have a different perception of what it's like to live here. I could be in this house thinking that this is the worst fucking place in the world. I don't like the place. I don't like the people. I don't like the vibe. I don't like anything. Opportunities aren't here. The money's not here. This is all broken. I could have a miserable time living in this house. While my neighbor next door, because all is mine, is thinking, I love this place. My flowers, they grow so beautifully. You can tell. Literally just walking down the road, there's houses that have the beautiful, blooming, colorful, amazing flowers, and other houses look dark and dingy and icky and gross. All is mind. If you can control what's going on in your head, you will literally bend your reality. And it's not some mystical concept either. This is the other thing that's been so important to me. And it's just one way to funnel the information. It doesn't mean that it's right nor wrong. It just sometimes people need to hear it in a certain way for it to click. I honestly think that the process of personal creation is more logical than it is mystical. It's really not a mystical concept. And it also isn't something that you have to take at face value. You don't have to take anyone's word for it. The system is as exact as mathematics. You try it on. I'll teach you the system now. And the system is governed by natural universal law, of which, again, just to reset the room, I have a course starting on May 5th called Universal Order, and we're going over the 7 primary laws. We may throw in some sub-laws. We have Q&As, facilitation. It's a 2-week process with a big community, and we're very excited. Okay, so process of personal creation. All ideas on the planet all things on the planet began in the image of someone's mind. It was an image in someone's head. It was in their imagination. It's an idea. Let's say that you and I both have an idea for a lamp. We want to create a lamp. I have the idea a couple of times, but I don't ever pull it down into step 2 of personal creation, which is to intellectualize this idea. But you do. You're like, oh, this lamp is really cool. Let me think of how I can do this. Start drawing blueprints, start thinking about who you can contact, start making phone calls. Automatically, the person that takes this idea into stage 2, which is intellectualizing, is going to win the race. We're going to win the race because an idea kept in the mind, which is what meditation does, visualization, this is so good. I love this. But you got to be able to receive it. And in order to receive it, you also got to be willing to take some action. So you and I want to do a lamp. You intellectualize the idea, and then because you have intellectualized plans, you have a conceptual idea, you've got a blueprint and a game plan, you move into action, which is step number 3 of the process of creation. Then you're entering into the realm of cause and effect. You're creating a cause, you're receiving an effect, and before you know it, all time collapses and everybody in the equation is getting exactly what they want. It's the same as the little story of the 2 boys that both want to ride a bike. They have 6 months. One's given a book on bikes, the other one's given a bike. Which one learns how to ride? Do you know what I mean? Obviously, the kid with the bike. Because it's like a bird with 2 wings. And if, again, you're in this material and you feel stuck, maybe look at which side of the fence you're playing on. And it's I don't think that trying to teach to a mass group of people how to press the gas and when to let off the gas is a possibility. Because depending on things like your human design, I'm a 3-5 manifester. I have the Philosopher's Stone when it comes to esoterics. Like there's all these little intricacies and things that make you special that will determine how you feel into your energy, right? How do you captivate a room? How do you turn on the vibe? How do you know when to push and how do you know when to let back? The process of creation is working in your life no matter what. And part of my mission is to help people become liberated in personal responsibility. If you want a business, you have the power to create one. I understand there are differences geographically, all the things. We won't even go there. We all are very different, and all people have some advantages, some disadvantages. I choose to see it. Hi, Terry. Hi. That's one of my clients. I choose to see this as equal power, but different. One of my mentors says this all the time, and I think it's perfect. Equal power, but different. So if you can just grab a hold of the idea that if you want more money, if you want a better relationship, if you want the love of your life, if you want to repair things with your children, if you want to leave your career, if you want to start a new relationship, look, whatever it is, all the things in between, repair your health. If you have something going on with your health, you can trace back your physical results to something that you were holding in your mind. And I've spoke to thousands of people. I have never, ever met someone that we cannot do this. To me, it is a guaranteed fact that your physical results were once an idea in your mind, whether feared or revered, and by law and by concentration and emotion, they were turned into physical form. So then think about what we can do if we're armed with this information, and then we learn how to work for us. Then what do we do if we learn how to turn it on for us? I have worked with doctors and with lawyers, people that work in MLMs, people that are 88 years old, retired and on a pension, people that are on disability. It doesn't matter in what stage you're in. You could be a single mom. You could be a mom with a husband with one kid. You could be a mom with 5 kids, 2 spouses. I don't care. Yay, thank you. It does not matter what is in your stew, right? You have this whole life that you're living. And no matter what, the law of polarity, it exists. The law of cause and effect, it absolutely exists. The law of gestation, it absolutely exists. Gestation says all things come in due time. Well, then one would ask, well, how do I know due time? What is the power of your concentration, right? What is the bridge of incidence? What is the bridge of incidence? What all has to happen in order for you to be created? It's just like tracing back ancestors. You know how many people had to meet, how many nights of love making they had to make for just the right moment to occur for you to even be here? Gestation, period of time, law of gender. All things have a time to rise and a time to die, a time to smile and a time to cry, a time to wake and a time to rest. Right? It's also the law of rhythm. What goes up must come down. It absolutely must come down. What is down must come back up. And see, often in living just your everyday life, we tend to get stuck in this worried about it's going down, when's it going to come back up, instead of thinking about, oh, I'm down. That means I must be on my way back up. And so, again, to take your current circumstances and to trace it back to what did I do to get here? I think in this is liberation. In this is your ability to take control of your life and become a victor instead of a victim. And it's the same thing as like Bob Proctor would say, something changed my life and I decided I had to figure out what the heck was going on. That's exactly how I felt. Oh my gosh, how does it make sense that I went from impoverished, trailer park, drug addict, all the things, single mom, 1 kid, crazy, baby daddy died, like all this crazy stuff, to now a multi-6-figure business owner living in the house of my dreams with the love of my life with 3 healthy kids? How do you do that? By law is how you do that. You do that by law, I promise you. One of my clients is a big creator on here. Her name is Julie, your favorite nurse, or your favorite nurse, Julie. Her life is totally changed, literally totally changed. You would think that by looking at someone, let me back up. You would think that by looking at where someone starts, you can assume how long it's going to take them to totally change their life. But I got to tell you right now, some of my biggest success stories, you would have never even guessed it. Hang on. You would have never even guessed it. Julie is a great example of one of the many people that have retired, like just totally left the nursing career. I actually have several nurses, which my husband and I kind of laugh because I don't know what's going on with the nurses and the teachers, but they are not wanting to do what they're doing. And so they're coming to me to build new businesses. It's not just about business though. It's about meaning, feeling, like really think about it. when you're young, you're like, I don't know, when you're young and you're building that career and you're doing the thing and you're going after college and you're getting in your da-da-da-da, some people get in stuff and they love it and they want to stay there. But other people are there because they were influenced by other people to take on a career path. And then you get to what we call like the middle age of life, like, I don't know, 30, 40, 50 years old, and you're like, I don't want to fucking do this. Well, guess what? That's the beauty of collapsing time. Although it took you 20, 30, 40, 50 years to get where you're at today, it does not have to take you that long to change your life. All you got to do is start living by law. So to reset the room, again, I'm just letting you know, thank you so much, Charity Crazy for a Lady, for all your likes. I'm letting you know that in my bio, there are a few things for you. I've got free things. I've got Facebook groups. I have a Discord server. I have a free call that you can book, a no strings attached 45-minute call. And I'm just here to give you perspective life coaching and leave you better than how I found you. But most importantly, Universal Order is starting on May 5th, and I would love to have you there. We have a coupon code on the website that I'm leaving over until the end of today for a good Easter Monday, whatever you call it. I would absolutely love to have you there so that I can teach you how to take control of your life. I want to plant with you this other idea, and that is that we are powerless over external circumstances. I can promise you right now that the moment you stop thinking that things outside of you have control over how you feel, you're going to be beyond liberated. Beyond liberated. You think that your partner can make you mad? They can't. You think that a traffic jam can piss you off? They can't. Nothing can get inside of you and make you feel a certain way. Now, I understand that there are nuances to this, such as moral relativism, and we've got like, narcissism and all of this. I'm not speaking in specificity. I'm speaking in a general front, on a general front. You control the way you feel. This is powerful. See, where we don't want to get stuck is people is stuck in this feeling that because we don't want to admit that we are the cause of where we're at, we're just going to keep our little 8-year-old temper tantrum and our feet stuck in the ground and our heels dug in the ground and say, I've never been wrong, so I'm not taking responsibility for this. That's not going to work. It doesn't work. I think it's so much better to just make peace with whatever you've done, your ignorance and whatever in your past. I had to do the same thing. I think we all do. Make peace with that so that you can start fresh today. You know that saying, yes, it is, and you have made so much better when you made me see it. Yay! Charity's really changed her life as well. Beautiful, beautiful soul. I was saying something, but I forgot. Let me take a sip of coffee. Thank you so much, Mohammed. You guys are so sweet. I haven't been on here in forever. I forgot what I was saying. Let me flip and maybe I'll find something else. Oh, let me tell you something crazy. I have this little thing that happens to me between wakefulness and sleepy time where I like get in the zone. I really swear I think it's like the God zone. Some people might call that channeling or downloads, but I just have these moments where I feel like I can access all the information, but I can only take back a little bit. So anyway, this drawing has come to me many times, this upside down triangle. And my thought has been the top of the triangle is like the ether, right? It's everything. It's infinite intelligence. It's all things, all places, all existing, all at once, one timeline, one big sixth sense. And then the bottom of the triangle is the human experience. And it's where we channel all of this information down into the human experience. And I say unfortunately, but maybe not. I'm sure it's meant to be this way or it wouldn't be this way. But we have a lot of folks that kind of get stuck midway. Like midway, they don't even access all the other stuff. They're not even aware that all the other stuff exists. They're not even aware that this is a spiritual experiment. Like they're not even conscious of that at all. But then for the ones that are, you have an opportunity on a daily basis to follow that ember. You know how many people I've spoke with from here that have this like little internal nudge to do something different, but they've been too afraid to follow it, and then just fucking around and finding out and following the thing that they want to be doing, they change their whole entire life. Like one of my clients had a manuscript for a book that she wanted to write. Well, when her husband was alive, he criticized her and told her that it was stupid. Her book was dumb. Like, what the fuck are you going to do with that book, right? Well, then he passes away. She joins my program. And she's on a mastermind call with some other clients. And they're, oh, my phone's on 5%. They're on a mastermind call with some other clients, and one of them is an editor, and she was sharing wins, and she's like, I don't have anything to share, and somehow or another, the book came up. She's like, oh, I have this manuscript. It's like 500 pages, and the editor's like, send it to me. I'd love to see that. Well, it was in written format, so she had to send the physical freaking thing. Long story short, they published this book and it became a New York Times bestselling author. There's another example of one of my beautiful, beautiful clients that came to me a couple of years ago. Probably almost 2 years ago. And she had a desire on like her 5-year wish list to build a lake house, a beautiful lakefront, beautiful home. Well, she had no freaking idea that within a year of us working together that she was going to manifest that home, manifest over $1 million house. It's like a $1.5 million lake house. Manifested it way sooner than she thought she would. Then another client, an interior design client, in like her first 2 years made more money than she's ever made in her whole entire life in 1 year, in a 12-month period of time. This is not a coincidence. Okay, this is not a coincidence. I don't think I could have changed my life had I not been in proximity with other people doing big things either. I really don't. When you are surrounded by people that think shit doesn't work out for them, how are we motivated to think that it's any different for us? I mean, really. I started getting in conversations with people who $10,000 a month was ordinary. And I remember thinking, if I made $10,000 a month, my whole life would change. I would never be the same. My whole life, I mean, change my life right there is change my whole entire life. You don't know how it feels. I didn't know how it would feel until you get there. And you don't think you can do it until you see other people doing it. And you're like, if they can do it, why can't I? What's really going on here? And you start realizing, my friends, you start realizing the stuff you were taught is not how it works. It's not how it works. You are not limited the way that you think you are. It is not your college education is the reason you're not making money. It's not your husband. It's not your lack of ideas. It's not your girlfriend. It's not your kids. It's not having too many kids. It's not being an empty nester. None of this shit has anything to do with you doing what you want to be doing. I promise. I promise. When you come to a state of self-responsibility, you realize you're unstoppable. And I love to work with people to create magic. You don't have to stay stuck, but let me explain it this way to you. People that choose to do life by themselves without any guidance baffle me, because why on God's green earth would we want to do things the hard way? I often say it is not a flex to do things the hard way. Oh, it's fine. I'm just going to do it by myself. Okay, why? I see some coaches in here. I mean, I'm sure you guys can agree with me. Why do you want to do it the hard way? That makes absolutely no sense to me. But then there's this other phenomenon, a very logical one if you ask me. If your nose is up on the wall, you can't see the whole canvas of a photo. You can't see the whole picture. Your nose is on the wall. You can only see this little bitty square, right? This little bitty square. But when you have someone that can look at it from a bird's eye view and see it for what it really is, they can give you something magical. You know what that's called? Perspective. They can give you perspective. I believe that just having a different perspective can change your whole entire life. Have you heard the story? I better plug this up. Have you heard the story of the guy that he got his SAT scores from his college and they said he was like low-key a genius? So he went on to build this big crazy business and was super successful. And then all those years later, he receives something. Oh, I bet that's not going to work. Oh. He received something in the mail that says that his scores actually plummeted. Like they sucked. He failed miserably and they got his SAT scores mixed up with somebody else. Well, when this happened to him, he lost his shit. He lost his shit. His company started flunking. He lost everything. Why? Because it was a belief. It ain't nothing but an idea. It ain't nothing but perspective. What if you had someone love on you for once and tell you how amazing you are and how your ideas aren't stupid? That's one thing that I have been known for, is just telling my clients that I believe in them. Imagine that, and not falsely believing, but actually having evidence that the thing that they want can work for them. Because why can't it? That's another fun game you can play. Like, why can't you do it? Why can't you have what you want? And when my first coach asked me that, I'm like, that's a really good question. Why can't I mess around and make that work? You know what I'm saying? It really, guys, I'm telling you right now. We are the ones that keep ourselves stuck. And this is why I am here to be a conduit for you. I think that the information that I am going to deliver on May 5th about universal law is fundamental principle. I think every person on the planet should have access to this. I teach this to my children. We have brought our kids home for homeschool so I can make sure that they understand the fundamentals of life. This is how life works. All things fit within this context. It does not matter who you think made you. It don't matter if you're praising the Buddha, Allah, Jesus, God. It don't matter universe, spirit, sun god, or Maui from Moana. It does not matter who you believe in. The way the world works is working no matter who created it. And that's what I want to talk to you about. Because with this information that no one can take from you, you're able to see things for what they really are. See things from a bird's eye view. You do not need people to think that you're right in order for you to feel right. You don't need people to agree with you in order for you to be right. You don't need people to love on you. You don't need people's validation. You don't need people's permission. You have everything you need right here, right now. It's all accessible to you if only you can notice it. And that is my goal with this idea, is to help you notice it. I say somewhere, I think I wrote it on the landing page or something, regardless of, or no, it was in a live stream, but regardless of whether you're coming in this work from a personal development standpoint, like you're just interested in, thinking more positively and having a happier life and being a grateful person and all of this, whether it's that, whether it's the conscious creation side, like I want to learn manifestation. I want manifestation to really work for me. I'm looking to use, co-create with my creator or whatever. Whether it's more of an ancestral thing, like, I really want to dig into ancient philosophy and figure out kind of where I'm from and the tribes and this and that. No matter what angle your interest is, the universal laws are relevant. No matter what. And you can go on Amazon, Google. There are very few things that are combined in such a way that deliver this. I'm the girl that if I find a resource that I think is amazing, I use that. I send it to people. I'm like, hey, go check this out. Go read this book. Go do this thing. If they've already done a great job, if it's already been done somewhere and it's a fantastic job, why create it? The closest I can get to what I'm delivering for universal laws is like The Science of Getting Rich by Wallace D. Wattles. But not even Wallace D. Wattles. It's Bob Proctor's version of The Science of Getting Rich by Wallace D. Wattles, in which he has one little document in there that has the 12 universal laws and their little meaning. And all he asks you to do is print them out and cut them up and hold them in your hand and pay attention to them. Very, very loosely references the universal law. There are a couple of books like the Power of Agreement, the Four Agreements. That book is really good. Then there's one, Deepak Chopra, the Seven Spiritual Laws of Success. That's another one that mentions universal law. Then there's Universal Laws by Jennifer O'Neill. All of these books are great, but they are not thorough. Then there's the Kabbalion. That I think is like the holy grail, but no one teaches it. Hardly anyone talks about it. And if they do, it's the philosophy of it woven into their other teachings, which is so powerful. I love, love, love all of the coaches out there, our modern day philosophers that bring this ancient knowledge to us in a way that's implementable. I love that. I'm just here to give you like an essential tool. And the way this is going to work is it's going to go over 2 weeks, and I'm going to teach again the 7 primary laws. It's a conceptual idea and it's an embodiment practice. There's going to be a day in between for you to really embody what we're talking about. And I mean, try it on, because again, one of my core things is do not take my word for it. Don't take my word for it. Go fuck around and find out. Put it on yourself and you'll see what I'm talking about. So it lasts 2 weeks. We're going to do a law, a break, a law, a break, a law, a day, a law, a day, a law, a day. And then after that, if there's anything missing, the way that I operate is this has to be a wholesome experience. And so you're going to get access to all of the replays until I do the next laws thing. So it's like for 1 year. Within the year, if anything needs to be added to Universal Order course curriculum, you will automatically get access to that upon the purchase. We are going to throw in one free call in this as well, but not at the beginning, kind of midway or near the end to be sure that the embodiment is on point. And then there will also be special offers after for a mastermind around the universal laws. This is information. Congrats, Lit Uppers. Oh, thank you. Yay, I love you so much. This, again, this is not about me. This is about fundamental information that I think everyone deserves to know. I think life is working in your favor. I think that things are inherently good. I think people are inherently good. I think you feel inherently good. Just sometimes we get wrapped up in virus code. Sometimes the lens in which we're looking through life is tainted. Sometimes it's like blackening before we can even notice it. Sometimes you think people are out to get you when really they're not, and you're making a whole fool out of yourself in your own life when none of it's real. Hi, Michelle. What if you had the power to change that? See, I've thought some people that I've met, including my best friend, she came into this world in more of an ethereal kind of way. She had a really off-chance random encounter with a lady that gave her some kind of message, and then she had a Reiki session, and then this, and then this, and then this, and she kind of got into this material, totally in this material from a different channel. I was the girl coming in like, this is a bunch of hocus frickin' pocus. Prove it to me. Prove it. I'm an analytical mind. So I want to know, like, oh, where's the facts? Show me the facts. Give me the logic. Break it down to me. How's it work? What's the guarantee? What's the guarantee, right? But you can't guarantee things you cannot touch until you try them on. And then you can guarantee it. Not to you. I don't guarantee it to you. I guarantee you if you try it on, you'll guarantee it for yourself. How about that? We have got so much for you guys. I know it has been a minute since I've been live. I promise I'm going to make more of a point of this. I'd like to do some live Q&A on here. Have an opportunity for you guys to come back up and ask questions and give me hot seat. Like, tell me what's going on. Tell me what's going on in your world. I make it a goal in my business to provide things at all different levels for all different people that have all kinds of different interests. Whether you just want to hang out in the background and you're not ready to hit the serious, you know, the serious button, or put the foot on the gas, whatever you want to call it, we've got spaces for you. We've got spaces and places. It doesn't matter. But what I ask that each person do that listens to me is, for the love of yourself, do not stay stuck. I might not be your person, right? Like, you listen to a ton of people on TikTok that talk this language, or that maybe you're interested in. I'm not everybody's person, and I'm not looking to be. But my obligation on this planet is to give people a gateway that feel resonant with my energy and just the way that I'm able to talk about this. I have been known to make complex spiritual and philosophical ideas simple, understandable, and most importantly, implementable in your life. You're allowed to make more money. You're allowed to meet the love of your life. You're allowed to wake up and live a zestful life. You don't have to be bogged down by empty nesting, menopause, divorce, or career change. You can be whole and still get everything you've ever wanted. And it's not a fairy tale. Okay, that is our biggest mistake, is we think that living a beautiful life is like corny or something. What? Are you kidding? No way. We have an opportunity for so much depth if only we will allow ourselves. If only we will allow ourselves to do it. And so I welcome you into the vibes, into the world, into the stuff. I am multifaceted, multi-passionate. I love all things. Vibes, into the world, into the stuff. I am multifaceted, multi-passionate. I love all things. I love human mind. I love the way it works. I love you. I believe we're all fucking rock stars personally. And how, I don't know, honestly, like, talk about logic, how I've been able to do this for as long as I have and for it to work out as beautifully as it has, other than the fact that I believe this is what I'm supposed to be doing. I assume it to be true, and I show up and give it my all every single day. And so what if you did the same thing in your life towards whatever end? What if you believed you are to write a book? You believe people are going to benefit from it. You wake up every day and you give it the best that you can. Well, what might happen there? You see what I'm saying? It's kind of logical how this works. You believe in yourself. You get some outside perspective. They're like, are you sure it's like that? Are you sure it's got to be that way? Are you sure life is really hard? Are you sure? Are you sure? Are you sure? And you're like, I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe I can do it. Here's an exercise for you. My kids just got home from the park. But oftentimes people what if in the wrong direction. I dare you to what if in a good direction. Okay, so it goes something like this. What if I decide I no longer want to work this 9 to 5 and I would like to pursue my music career or my arts career? What if I decide I want to do that and it works? What if I take the leap of leaving this job and another one shows up, such as an opportunity for me to make a piece of art for $5,000, and that's what I needed for this month's bills. And then what if I do that and the person that I was connected to knows another person that also connects me with somebody else, because this happens all the time, right? Logical. We're not talking fairy tale. This is how life works. They know someone and they recommend me to somebody else. And then what if that person has a gallery? And then what if I put my stuff in the gallery? And then what if I have a dream one night that my art belongs on cups and journals, and I do that and I meet with someone on TikTok and they are viral and they decide to show my cup and all of a sudden my store's sold out? What if that happens? And then what if while I'm selling out the store, being hype about that and celebrating with my family, I'm planning our trip to Disney, and then I get a call from the shop owner that says, my paintings just sold and they need to restock the thing. And the painting that was in there, I put it $3,000 because I thought there's no way that it would ever sell. And this crazy lady on TikTok said, mess around and find out and label it at $3,000 and see if it's going to sell, and it's sold. So then what if I'm doing all of this stuff and then I get proposed to by my fiance, then we've been together for this many years and now he finally feels comfortable with who I am and he's very inspired by my leadership and my poise and my passion, and now he wants to marry me and I feel so grateful about that. And then what if we go and get on this airplane to go to Disney World, and right when I'm boarding into business class, I get another call that I just landed another brand deal, and now my VAs and virtual assistants are selling out my thing on my other store. Like, what if that happens? What if it works, y'all? Do you feel me? So glad you're doing a live. Love what you do. Thank you so much. Do you feel me? This is called life. What if this is life and not, well, what if it don't work? The tariffs, Trump, politics, my upbringing, my education, my lack of support, my kids drive me crazy. I don't have any ideas. Relatively uninspired. Inside of my brain, rainy day, lightning storm, don't like it. Dog's the only thing that loves me, but he's probably half nutty, so that love's probably not real either. You see what I'm saying? Who on God's green earth, if God was energy, would you want to, no, that's a bad way to put that. If you were Fuzzy Buzzy Bear, would you want to go hang out with someone that had that energy and told that story? I say too, there's this idea of Shirley. I have her in my head. I've never really drawn her out. I have, but not like technically. Shirley is crazy. Shirley is the voice in your head that tells you the craziest shit and you believe her. I've said about Shirley that if this lady were sitting next to you on your couch talking, you would probably call the police because she's batty. Literally batshit crazy. Shirley's crazy. This is kind of what I see her like in my head. You see her? She's crazy. She's got a round head and this, and she's got these big old lips and these weird eyeballs and curly hair and straight hair. She's crazy. And you might think I'm joking. Like, I'm not kidding. Your head looks like this on the inside. Label that voice. The one that tells you you can't do it, you're not good enough, you're never going to be enough, you're stupid, you're dumb, you can't do this. I named mine Tracy. Tracy, Stacy, Shelly, Laura, whatever. I have a friend, he's on here, go follow him, Chris Cares None. Shout out, love you. He just did this little thing in his stories. He's naming his now, apparently. It's a thing. I came up with Shirley a couple of years ago as the crazy voice in your head that tells you you're not enough. Let me tell you how crazy Shirley is and why you can't trust her. There's a story in, it's called Living Untethered by Michael Singer. And he says in there that there's a girl, and we've all been through this. There's a girl that's in this relationship, love. And then the boyfriend, I kind of change it up a little bit just like to really make it land. But, you know, let's say the boyfriend splits and he just disappears. She wakes up one day, he's gone. And she sends him a message and he's like, sorry, can't do it. And she's devastated, but all of his stuff's still there. But she's so sad and she's like crying and oh my God. And she's laying around and pizza boxes are everywhere, not eating, drinking, showering. It's terrible. It's awful. It's awful. Well, all the while, this guy is about to propose to her on her birthday in Paris. Okay. She doesn't know. She's so depressed, so bad, brokenhearted, all this. But then the day before her birthday or whatever, he shows up outside. knocks on her door. Hey, come out. Da, da, da. I'm here. It was all a joke. It's all a pretend. I love you. I'm taking you to Paris. And then her friend's like, he's going to marry you. And she literally in an instant, everything's changed. Oh my God, I'm so excited. I'm going to take a shower. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. I can't wait. I can't wait. I'm really excited. I'm going to clean my whole apartment. Give me 1 minute. Give me 1 minute. Let me get dressed. Boom, shave, shave, shave. Ready to go. Like, I'm ready. What changed? Just a belief. Just perspective, just an idea. Shirley is the one in your head that's like, oh my God, he didn't call you back. He hates you. He didn't call you back. He really sucks. Why is that tree blowing like that? You know, if he really loved you, he would have been here like forever ago. Oh, look, you got a text message. Maybe it's him. It's him. It's him. Oh my God, I love him. I love him. I miss him so much. No, it's not him. Fuck him. He's crazy. Like, why is he doing? You know what I mean? It's that voice, the voice that has arguments with people before you even have a conversation with them. The voice in your head that probably converses with your in-laws or whoever you might not get along with during holidays before the interaction ever happens. Sometimes you love them, sometimes you don't. Sometimes you're in, sometimes you're out. Sometimes you're up, sometimes you're down. And so no wonder we have so many people walking around with a wrecked nervous system. Because you don't know. You're trusting a voice in your head that cannot be trusted. Shirley Tracy. Her name is Shirley Tracy. Bennett Brinkley. I'm just kidding. I don't know. I hope this lands with you guys. Thank you for being here with me. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for the love. If you think my page or my content would benefit someone, please don't hesitate to share. I am really just here to be a gateway. I am not the gateway. I am a gateway. And I pray that the people that land in front of me are the people that I am meant to help and to serve. You can check out my website if you want. I've got client testimonials on there. I've got testimonials in my Facebook group. It's everywhere. Just, you know what to do. I don't have to give you directions. When you're interested in something, you can lead yourself to that place. But I want you to know that I would love to have you during Universal Order. And I would love to lead you through one of the most powerful things I know I will have ever created. It is a fundamental part of the phase 2 experience, in my opinion, which is living life after enlightenment. I believe it is one of the most important things for people to know and to be armed with, so that you can lead your life in a place of power and poise and passion, and that you can trust that you will always be capable of handling whatever life throws at you. You may not be able to predict what's going to happen to you in 6 months, but I believe that you can become the type of person that you know you're able to handle it, and not handle it in shambles, but handle it in poise, not be shaken, not be in distress, not be in shambles, but handle it very graciously and with leadership. I love you more than pickle juice. I love you more than a freshly sharpened pencil. I don't even need to know you to know that you're filled with potential. We all are. Untapped potential that we might not ever even get to experience in this lifetime. I believe you are amazing. The amount of times I have been down and one of your videos popped up and I feel inspired again. I love that. That is what I'm here for. That is exactly what I'm here for. So give yourself a pat on the back for doing it another day, and know that you are literally capable of doing anything. The next time you start to spiral, call it Shirley and then start what-ifing in a positive direction. And if ever you feel you want to amplify that and do it a little bit faster and collapse time, book a call with me. Come work with me. Come be in my world, because it's magical over here. And I've got something for everyone. I love you so much.